Ooh, it is spooky dark in here. There we go. All right, so on today's horribly edited video, I'm actually at home. So I'm going to do a little bit of work with my boa constrictors and kind of share that process with you all. So we technically have 3 different types of boas in our care. We have 2 boa imperators, that is Twee and Law, and then a Colombian rainbow boa, an Epicrates maurus, and a Epicrates centrii, our Brazilian rainbow boa. So I will just go through and kind of talk about how I interact with each one of them. So just like, just like any of the other animals in our care, the 2 boas have different personalities. So Twee is under here. Oh, that's heavy. Hold on, the stick is on top. Let me uncover that really quick. My apologies, I needed both hands to get that cork out. So this is Twee. He's usually pretty reclusive during the day. He's usually up and about more at nighttime. But as you can see, I just removed his cork bark and he is incredibly chillaxed. I can stick my hand in there, give him pets. Come here, bud. Can you show everyone your beautiful face? He is our blue-eyed dragon boy. Oh, come here. He looks kind of like a crank just because of the face of his shape. The face of his shape? Nope, the shape of his face. There we go. But he's actually incredibly sweet. He's one of our most docile boys. He's one of our most popular outreach animals. Yeah, he just got a crank of face. It's really cute. Well, peek at his house. He has a bioactive. I actually had to replant some of his plants that were taking over. So it actually looks a little sparse right now compared to what it usually is. But just like with any of the other animals, I do the same thing with my retics. But if I'm going in and his face, like if I had just opened the door and his face was at the door like this, I would go in behind him and lift him up from there. Oh my God, buddy, you're getting so big. And that's usually a good way to kind of introduce yourself into the enclosure and let them know that you're there and that you're not food. I should have gotten Jody to help me with this video. So I just pulled him out. He's just so heavy. At this point, he's getting so big, I needed both hands. One thing I do find with my boas is they do much, much better when they feel supported. So I generally don't hold him with one hand. He's getting too heavy for that anyway. And just make sure like his lungs aren't getting pressure and he's just nice and supported. If he is nice and supported, he's generally very chill. He meanders away. Bye-bye. So if I want to actually physically hold him, I usually just drape him around my shoulders. He is to the size that I do not let him go around my neck because he's way too strong. He's not trying to harm me. He is trying to climb in my hair. But he's just his muscle tone is so strong and he's so heavy bodied that he is just, super strong. And that was him just wanting to climb on my face. He still likes to climb. Boas are climbing animals. They're more, at least him anyway, he's more terrestrial than arboreal, so he likes to hang out on the ground a little bit more than he likes to hang out like on his branches or his cork bark, like on top of his cork bark in his house. But yeah, see how he just kind of, he's supported, so he's happy and he's chill. All right, now she was just in her hide. This is Law. This is our other boa imperator. She was in her hide. Hi, sweetie. She is a little bit more outgoing than Twee, as you can probably see. Hi, sweet girl. And I'm gonna see if she'll come out on her own. All right, I had to put Twee back because he's just a lot of snake. And I wanna have both hands to work with her. So she is, again, she's very outgoing, much more outgoing than Twee is. Twee's very sweet, he's just a little less social. She does get thrown off by the camera lights though on my phone. So I think she's being a little shy. So same as Twee, I usually go in from behind and let her know that I'm there. Hi, sweetie. And see if she wants to come out. Are you gonna do the awkward moon? She's awkward moon walking away. This cracks me up when they do this. Do you not want to come out? Can you come out anyway? All right, so this is her current favorite hide. She's getting big enough that she barely fits in there. She does have a bigger hide behind this plant. but so I might flip-flop them because this is on the cool side for her. So if she happens, are you gonna, okay, let's see if she goes all the way back in. You're like Nick on New Girl, awkward moonwalking away. Hi. Kind of bun. I don't have food, so okay. All right. Okay, so she did a polite no thank you as far as coming out on her own. She's still curious though. What are you doing? Is the phone just throwing you off? So what I do if she's not really wanting to come out on her own, I don't recommend doing what I'm doing right now and wiggling your fingers around inside of your animal's enclosure. I'm very aware of the risks that I'm currently taking, and also know that if I am to get bit at the moment, it's going to be 110% my fault, not hers. She's very docile, so she's usually pretty good about differentiating between me and food. So let's get her out. I'll show you what I do when she is being silly and hanging out in her hide. So I usually just remove her hide, and I do this sometimes just to check. Actually do this regularly to check and make sure she hasn't made a mess. She'll sometimes go potty in her hide. And then same as with Twee, I just reach my hand in, reach behind, and she's a little bit easier to get out with one hand because she's still smaller, and literally just lift her out. And oh, she's getting big too though. And there she is. Hi, sweetheart. Super chill, no problemo. Hi. Now she wants to climb up my nose. So quick rundown, she is a IMG Labyrinth Het VPI T-Paws Snow. That is her genetic morphs. Her future boyfriend, which is Twee, our plan is to pair them eventually. It will be several years down the road because she's still very young and much too tiny to have babies. But Twee is a VPI T-Paws Snow. So everything that she is het for, Twee is visual for. So eventually we're hoping to pair them if I have the guts to breed boas, because boas are a whole other thing since they internally incubate their eggs and give live birth. Fun fact if you didn't know that yet. So yeah, that's the boas. They were so easy. They're so chill. She's only struck at me a couple of times. Yeah, so just knowing the body language and what to look for, I guess, is important. So let's actually talk about that for a second. I'm trying to see if she will do the classic boa S-curve that everyone thinks is them being defensive and ready to strike. But she's being too chill right now. Let me see if I can get her to do it. So this is one of the best ways I've found to hang with the boas. I literally just, like I showed with Twee earlier, just toss them over a shoulder, and they tend to be very comfortable and feel very supported there. Yes, that does make their face very close to yours. So if you're not comfortable doing that, then obviously like setting them on the ground or putting them in their lap might be a better option. Again, boas are strong, so I'm not gonna let her get all the way around my neck, not because she's being malicious, just because she's very strong and that's how she's maneuvering her, there we go, around her world. So that S-curve right there, that's kind of a classic look out, they're about to bite you pose. With boa constrictors, this is just her taking a pause, and that's their relax. Like I've seen them sleeping in this pose before. Like obviously she is not being defensive. She's being sweet and curious. The biggest thing that I've found when kind of deciphering how they're doing stress level wise is the biggest thing that I use to tell me whether or not an animal is stressed, whether it's the boas or the retics, is muscle tone. So whether they're like in food mode or tensing up because they're getting stressed and might drop into defensive mode, muscle tone will kind of tell you a lot. So having my hands, kind of hands-on, working with them helps me to figure out and read where they are muscle tone wise. So she's super chill right now. She's not tensed up. You can almost feel them like squeeze really hard. Like if you ever have an animal, like my scrub will do this. He will wrap around my arm and squeeze really tight if he's feeling stressed and getting defensive. So yeah, that's a really good indication. That's my main source, as well as looking for certain like body language. Boas can be a little bit more challenging because they do rest in that S-curve, but yeah, that's kind of my trick around that. All right, moving on to one of the rainbows. So this is Ivy. She is, hi, your little face is right there. Hi, baby girl. So Ivy was the first snake we ever got. We were very, very fortunate to take her home because she is so sweet. She's sniffing my fingies right now. She's a very docile lady. She is very, very strong for her size. She's probably the strongest animal in our care, according to the size. But yeah, she's very easy to get out. So usually what I do with her, if she's hiding underneath cork bark, I'll just remove it. I may not even need to remove all of it. And then just go in and, what are you hanging on to? Oh, you're underneath. You're underneath. Okay, we were hanging on to something. Let's go in and scoop her out. Now, for the rainbows, both Ivy and I'll show you in a little bit with Iris, our Brazilian rainbow boa. She's trying to get on the phone. These guys move a little bit more quickly than the boas. I actually still have Law out. Hi. We just having a boa party right now. They move a little bit quicker. They're a little bit more busy. They're also, like I said, incredibly strong animals for their size. So yeah, that's Miss Ivy. Now, Ivy has never struck or bit anyone ever in her existence. So that is not to say that she never will. She is an animal. She is a snake. She has a mouth. She has her teeth. So just understanding, even like regardless of how comfortable you are working with an animal, always keeping in mind what they're capable of and respecting that and mitigating the risks in whatever way works best for you. Hi, smooch your face. She's looking for my glasses. My glasses broke. Oh my gosh, she's so heavy. I'm trying to lift her with one arm and my arm's shaking. She's still nice and supported across the length of my arm. She's a pretty, Colombians stay pretty small, like ball python kind of size. But as you can see, she also likes to climb. But yeah, you can kind of see the difference. Like Law is technically bigger, but her head is bigger. Wait, is she bigger? Ivy might still be a little bit bigger than Law, but the difference between the head shapes and body size always cracks me up because rainbows have like the chonky bods and a tiny little faces. So she can eat like a large meal and it doesn't look like she should be able to get it down her face because her face is so tiny. But she does, and she's sweet, and she's also really pretty. Look at our pretty little brown snake. She's so sweet. We love her. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this girl back. She is similar to Twee and our other rainbow boa. Look at those pretty iridescent scales. Oh my God, okay, sorry, I got distracted. She's generally out at night. She's more nocturnal. Twee is sometimes out during the day, but for the most part is napping and comes out after the lights go out. And Law is a weirdo and is up at all different times of the day. Back in she goes. Super chill. All right, Iris is actually in our upstairs main living area. She lives right there. Hi, Theo. So she's in her little bioactive still. Rainbows tend to grow pretty slowly, so she still fits in here no problem. She will be getting an upgrade shortly because she is growing. So let's get this little one out. Now, Iris is the animal that we probably see the least. She generally comes out a little bit later at night. I usually have to go hunting for her because she has all of the different plants. Where are you, babe? Are you under, oh, are you under here? Aha, found her. Okay, so she's in her substrate. That's the other thing, whoops, to keep in mind with Brazilian rainbows, and just really any rainbows. Excuse me, I still have Law. She's trying to climb on my phone. They do like to bury and burrow sometimes, so especially the younger ones I found. So this is her. Again, she's very, very sweet, very docile, so I just go in and grab her. As you can see, she is more zoomy than the boa imperators. There's Law. So she's just a little bit more zip zoomy. So yeah. One thing that I found really, well, several things that I find cool about this animal, but one of the really amazing things about Brazilian rainbow boas is at nighttime, that white from her belly goes all the way up her sides. So these black eyelet things that are along that patterning along the sides is like the background turns white. It's crazy and it's really pretty. So it's kind of a bummer that she's not out right now during the day. I think she'll probably show herself more as she gets more size and we upgrade her enclosure, but she is gorgeous and super sweet nonetheless. Note to self, filming with a friendly boa is slightly challenging because they just want to climb on your phone. So to kind of wrap this video, all of the boas in my care are incredibly docile and just like chill. So obviously you want to work with your animals in a way that works for you. Respond to their behaviors, not what you wish the behaviors would be. I found that is really key. They're reptiles. They are oftentimes rather stubborn, and I can't force them to do or be anything other than what they are. So kind of working with them from where they're at it helps with my mindfulness and approaching them. But yeah, that's just kind of been my go-to with any species. Boa, retic, scrub, what ifs. And that's a wrap for how I work with my boas. I don't know how helpful that is for people because I'm not really working them through behaviors. The biggest thing I work around is if they're shy and they don't want to come out, I just go in and get them anyway. If they're super stressed, with none of my boas really, my boas are just like West Coast, like dude, beach vibes. I guess they're just always just chill. So it makes it very easy to work with them. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video with my scrub python because he's definitely a little bit more spicy, and I need to approach him very differently than I do my boas. So maybe I'll snag Jody and have him help me film with him to kind of tag on to this working with my snakes, depending on species, kind of series that I've accidentally started. So yeah, if you have any questions or suggestions, put them in the comments below. A like and subscribe really helps us out, is always appreciated. And yeah, thanks so much. I'll catch you on the next one.